Hi, you're on the Retelling Films channel, and this is a retelling of the movie Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. After the invention of a new virus, apes are getting smarter and humanity is getting dumber. However, some primate tribes want to use the legacy of human civilization to take over the world and destroy humanity. The movie begins with a brief historical account of the creation of the virus that made apes smarter and humans, on the contrary, dumber. The chimpanzee Caesar united the apes to oppose humanity and build a new primate world. After his death, after many generations, nature finally reclaimed its own from human civilization. Three young chimpanzees, Noah, Suna, and Anaya, climb a liana-covered skyscraper in search of eagle eggs. However, Noah is missing one egg. According to tribal law, you can't take all the eggs from the nest, so he jumps to another building where he finds another nest. The returning eagle throws the primate down. As he falls, he barely manages to catch himself on a branch, but still steals an egg. Before returning home, the trio spot someone in the forest. The primates chase the fleeing human, but find only a cape. They return home with the loot, preparing for the coming-of-age ceremony, for which the eagle eggs are needed. The tribe lives by eagle hunting. Noah's father holds an important position, master of the eagles. A young chimpanzee tells of a successfully retrieved egg, as well as the human clothing they found. However, the human clothing inspires his father with apprehension. In the evening, he sends a warrior into the forest to drive the humans away. At night, when the whole tribe is sleeping peacefully, Noah notices a human hiding in the camp and chases him away. But during the confrontation, the human accidentally breaks an eagle's egg. To avoid upsetting her father, Noah decides to get a new one before tomorrow's ceremony and leaves the settlement on horseback. Noticing flashes in the night, Noah stumbles upon a dying warrior killed by a tribe of raiders with electric weapons. He hides from the bandits, but they spot his horse, which returns home and Noah follows. When he reaches the village, it is already burning. The invaders take his kin captive. He tries to help them, but gets hit with a stun gun. Taking advantage of the commotion, but also climbs the tower where his father releases the birds. A gorilla, the leader of the raiders, appears next. The invader fights Noah's father, and Noah himself is thrown down from the roof. Noah wakes up in the morning to find his father dead in the ashes. After burying him, the primate vows to find his kin and bring them back home, and then sets off on the road, taking the invader's taser with him. His way lies through the tunnel where they had stumbled upon the human the day before. He goes straight to the city overgrown with jungle. Finding his mother's handkerchief, Noah realizes he's on the right trail. After spending an anxious night in front of a fire in an unknown place, Noah sees his father's eagle in the morning. He tries to tame the bird, but it scratches his paw and flies away. Noticing a column of smoke nearby, the chimpanzee goes to investigate, but falls through a hole. He is saved from falling into the funeral pyre below by the vines, in which he miraculously got tangled. Noah meets the orangutan Reka, who is a bookkeeper, a kind of post-apocalyptic librarian. Also, he tells about Caesar's teachings, according to the laws of which the apes still live today. Noticing a mural of humans, Reka explains to Noah that humans were once the dominant species. Returning to the horse, Noah notices a wild human loitering near it stealing food. He chases him away, despite Reka's request not to do so. They then set off together, accompanied by a soaring eagle. In the evening, while camping, Orangutan again notices a human and throws him food, gesturing for a treat. The human turns out to be a young girl, whom Reka names Nova and gives a blanket to keep her warm. Suffering from insomnia, Noah wanders around. He finds a huge telescope. Looking into it, the chimpanzee is imbued with the grandeur of the universe and the cosmos. Afterward, Nova arrives, also looking through the telescope. In the morning, Noah tells Reka that the girl has a mind, just like a monkey. Taking Nova with them, the primates resume their journey. They come across a herd of zebras that are on their way to a watering hole. Also, other humans come along. Reka wants to stay with Nova among the humans, and Noah continues traveling alone. But no sooner do they separate than raiders appear, led by Silver the gorilla. They prey on the humans, trapping them in a trap, with Noah and Reka watching from the sidelines. Nova almost gets caught in the net, but escapes. Gorilla Silver, who has his eye on her, pursues the girl. He and his accomplices drive her into a field of tall grass to the other side of which Noah rides out on horseback. When Nova spots him, she stands up to her full height and calls out to the chimpanzee. Silver and Noah race towards the fleeing girl, but Noah grabs her first and with a swipe of her paw, knocks down the clinging gorilla. They are pursued by a raider, but the appearance of Raka with a club saves the fugitives from pursuit. After evading the chase and letting the horses go, Noah tells the orangutan that the girl can talk. He does not believe it, but Nova turns to the apes again and tells them that her name is May. She tells them that she comes from a human settlement where there are plenty of people who have not been dumbed down by the virus and have retained the gift of speech. May has kept quiet so as not to stand out, fearing the wrath of the apes. Noah does not trust her, but overcomes her dislike by sharing a blanket with her. Also, the chimp manages to fix the trophy taser. In the morning, the travellers come to a wooden bridge over the river. While crossing it, they fall into the trap of Silver's raiders. Fighting off the monkeys, May falls into the river, but Raka saves her. He himself does not manage to get out in time when a gorilla cuts the rope. The turbulent current carries the orangutan scientist away. The raiders lead the captives, Noah and May, along the sandy shore alongside large rotting ships. Inside one such beached ship is the boundary of an ape settlement. Inside, captive monkeys labour to fortify a coastal embankment that protects the settlement from the waves of the sea. Noah notices a huge gate to some underground bunker and meets Suna and the rest of his kin, including his mother. Silver takes May away to lock her in a separate room. Looking around, the girl notices many relics of human civilization, including books. Suddenly, the lame Trevathan, another human who has retained intelligence and the ability to speak, appears. He serves as an advisor to the local king Proximus Caesar, for which May considers him a traitor. When they hear trumpets blowing, they look out through a hole in the wall into the courtyard. There emerges King Proximus, a breed of bonobo, a pygmy chimpanzee. He gives a rousing speech about the legacy of Caesar, who expressed the wisdom that apes are stronger together. Then, the king gives the go-ahead for an attempt to break down the gate to the bunker. But the combined forces of the monkey horses are not enough even after detonating the explosives planted. After failing, Proximus invites newcomers Noah and May to dinner to explain what he wants. He believes the underground bunker holds a legacy of human wisdom that will teach the apes about technological advancement, allowing the apes to finally establish themselves as the dominant species, eliminating the threat from humans. The king suspects that May knows how to open the entrance. According to his intelligence, she has been moving purposefully toward the underground vault, according to the map. Noah realizes that the girl is not as simple as she seems at first glance, and that he did not distrust her for nothing. However, the king's attempt to win him over to his side also fails. Chimp has already realized that most of Proximus's subjects are just slaves, including Anaya, the dinner server. But the king doesn't insist that he swear allegiance to him right away. Later, as Noah reflects on what has happened, his father's falcon, which had accompanied him all the way, flies up to him on the pier. The bird lands on his paw as proof of its submission. Remembering the promise made at his father's grave to bring the tribesmen home, Noah decides to join forces with May, but first he must find out her true motives. In a private conversation, the girl confesses that there is a book in the vault that can give people back the gift of speech, but Noah doesn't believe it too much, but agrees to help her open the door. Using May's knowledge and Suna's support, Noah puts his plan into action. They take the explosives prepared by the girl when they spot Anaya, a royal waiter who offers his help. They mine the protective coastal rampart. Trevathan catches them in the act. The old man tries to dissuade the girl, but she, fearing that he will betray them, attacks him and strangles him to death. They dump the corpse in the ocean to cover their tracks. Then, they wade along a narrow strip of coastal rocks to the secret entrance. It is at the top, so the chimpanzees have to climb the rocks, carrying May on their backs. At the top, the conspirators find a platform with a ventilation shaft. Climbing through it into an underground vault, the primates and the girl climb down a ladder to the bottom. They turn on the power supply, which hasn't broken in all the years without maintenance. They explore the bunker, where May finds a remote control in the armory and pulls out a hard drive of some sort. Meanwhile, the chimpanzees explore the schoolroom, where they find a children's picture book It depicts humans as the dominant species, monkeys kept in cages in zoos. Discouraged by what they see, they nevertheless follow May when she suggests they leave. Their path takes them past a hangar with military equipment mothballed until better times. May from inside triggers the opening of the gate, along with the sunlight. King Proximus and his retinue of gorillas are already waiting for them outside. The king praises Noah for the work he has done and even invites his entire tribe to share in the triumph. But at the same time, he demands that he decide immediately whether he should side with them or with the humans. To encourage him to make up his mind, the king orders Suna to be taken hostage and his men threaten her with a knife. As Noah hesitates to respond, a thunderous gunshot rings out. May has carefully brought a revolver from the armory, which she uses to shoot the primate holding Suna hostage. However, Proximus is satisfied with the result. He lets May go, realizing that the vault is full of such weapons. But the girl also realizes that it is dangerous to leave equipment and weapons to the primates. She runs to the detonator of the explosives prudently late at night and activates it. The defense shaft disappears behind a puff of smoke, and when it is cleared, the ocean can be seen seeping through the breach, widening it with pressure. Standing on the dais, May watches as the torrent of water drives the monkeys into the bunker. The ocean gradually floods the vault, forcing the primates to climb ladders higher and higher to the ventilation hood at the top. Noah shows the tribesmen the way to the exit, but is confronted by Silver. The gorilla decides that now is the best time to put an end to the annoying upstart once and for all. The chase through the passages ends with both of them falling into the water, where the warlord continues to pursue the chimpanzee. Taking advantage of the difference in size, Noah lures the gorilla into a trap, a narrow place from which he cannot escape. He stands above his opponent, watching him drown in the incoming water. After climbing out through the vent, Noah meets his kin, but is attacked by Proximus. The king beats up the chimpanzee who ruined his plan, showing the others his power. But the wounded Noah, instead of pleading for mercy, begins to make sounds like a song. He is followed by the rest of the tribesmen, until King realizes that they are calling to the eagles hovering above them. The birds attack Caesar, pushing him off the cliff and straight into the foamy surf. Back home, the tribe rebuilds the settlement. One day, Noah notices May in the distance. She has come to say goodbye, though the chimps no longer trust her, nor do the rest of the humans, who dream of dominating the world as they have in the past. However, she doesn't trust him too much either, keeping a revolver behind her back just in case. Nevertheless, Noah gives May the medallion of Raka, who believed in the ideals of Caesar and the peaceful coexistence of humans and apes. Noah and Suna go to look through the telescope to see the stars. Meanwhile, returns to a certain military bunker under quarantine. She gives the woman a hard disk pulled from the underground vault. It turns out to be an encryption key for space satellites, thanks to which the base of not lost intelligence people around the world can again communicate and coordinate their actions. Where movie ends, unlike the confrontation between humans and apes, which takes a new turn. What do you think about this movie? Write your thoughts about the movie in the comments. If you liked my short retelling, then put likes and subscribe to not miss new videos. See you soon.